Hi there, welcome to another video from Hegarty Maths. It's Mr. Hegarty here. In this video we're learning how to calculate the surface area of prisms. Let's remind ourselves of what a prism is. Previously on Hegarty Maths we talked about a prism being a three-dimensional shape whose two end faces are identical polygons. Or we said a prism has the same cross section along its depth. So in this particular case here we have the front face is a right angled triangle, and this end face at the back here is also the same right angled triangle. Now if we were trying to work out the surface area of this shape, we would have to break it down into all the flat faces that comprise the shape. The first one is obviously this front face, alright, which I'll call face 1 or area 1. Now with area 1 there is this area, and there are two of them because there's one at the back as well. So it would be two lots of the what we call cross sectional area at the front. Let's see what else we've got. We also have this back rectangle here. I hope you could see that rectangle there. We have that one there. So we would have to add on that area, which is a rectangle. We would also have this base rectangle at the bottom here. This base is also a rectangle, which I might call number 3. So we would have to add on that sides area. And the last one, which may be harder to see, there is this slanted face here, which is a rectangle as well. And I will call that number 4. And we would have to add that on. So when doing surface area of prisms, you just have to work out the area of each face and add it together. So let's have a go at our first question. Pause the video and have a go here. Okay, we're asked to calculate the surface area of this prism. Let's do the easy side first. Let's do the front face. So I'm going to call that area 1. So area 1, that is a right angle triangle. Our base is 8 and our height is 6. So the area of a triangle is a half the base multiplied by the height. So in this case it's going to be a half multiplied by 8 multiplied by 6, and that's going to give us 24 meters squared. Now do remember we're going to have two of these at the end. We've got this one here, and remember this also is a triangle at the back. Now let's think of our other sides. Let's think of this rectangle here at the back of the shape here. So I'm just going to highlight it while we do it. I'm now calculating this area here. Now that's a rectangle, and it has base here 20. You can see that's 20, and it has height 6. So for this shape, the area of a rectangle is just going to be 20 multiplied by 6, which is 120 meters squared. Okay, so we've done that side. Let's have a go at another side. What do we want to do now? Well, why don't we do this base here? Imagine the bottom of this prism here. So why don't we call that shape 3? So that's going to be the area of that. Well, it's because that's 20, that is 20, and so that is 20. And because that is 8 here, that is the height of this rectangle. So this one's going to be 20 multiplied by 8, which is going to give me 160 meters squared. Alright? So we're very close. The only one we haven't done is this slanted here. So we just need to work out the area of this slanted section here. Now we know that's 20 wide by this 10 here. So this one, I'm going to call this number 4. This one is going to be, the area is going to be 20 multiplied by 10, which is equal to 200 meters squared. So let's work out the total surface area now. Well, it's going to be two of the triangles, so two lots of 24 added to 120, added to 160, added to 200, like that. Two lots of 24 is equal to 48. 120 add 160 is equal to 280. Add another 200 is equal to 480. And adding these two together, you're going to get 528, and the unit is meters squared, and we're done. Next question, pause the video, have a go. Very similar here, we've got a triangular prism. Let's start off by working out the area of the front triangular face. So now the base here is 44, and the perpendicular height is 15. Please ignore the 17 and 39, they're not relevant for the area of a triangle. So in this case, the area is going to be a half multiplied by the base multiplied by the height, which is going to be a half multiplied by 44 multiplied by 15. So when we do that on our calculator, we get 330. So that's 330 centimeters squared. But remember, there's going to be two of these. Now let's do the other shapes. Let's imagine this back rectangle here. So I'll just highlight this for you. I'm trying to work out the area of this, which if you imagine it is going to be a rectangle. So that there has height 17, and because this distance is 30, this distance is 30, and this distance also must be 30 centimeters. So for this shape here, which I'll call shape 2, it's a rectangle, that's simply going to be equal to the base, which is 30, multiplied by this height, which is equal to 17. So we're going to do that, 30 multiplied by 17, 510. So this one is equal to 510 centimeters squared. Let's do the same now with the base here. So this time I'm going to try and work out the area of this base of this triangular prism. So why don't I call that shape 3? The area here, well, if that's 30 and we know this distance is 44, it's simply going to be 30 multiplied by 44, and we get 1320 centimeters squared. And the last one we've got to concern ourselves with is this sort of slanted height here. So this height here. Now that again is a rectangle. I'm going to call that side 4. That's a rectangle, and the base is 30 and the height is 39. So we're simply going to do 30 multiplied by 39, and we get 1170. So this is 1170 centimeters squared. So the total surface area now, just a little bit of care, the total surface area is going to equal 2 lots of the triangle, so 2 lots of 330, added to the other ones, 510, 1320, added 1170. So typing that in the calculator, we get 3660. So the total area is 3660 centimeters squared, and we're done. Last question, pause the video, have a go. So calculate the surface area of this prism. So this has a trapezium face here. So let's work out firstly the area of the front trapezium. So we should know the area of a trapezium is a half the sum of the parallel sides, a plus b, multiplied by the perpendicular distance apart. So here, why don't we call that a is 75. Because that's 6, that must be 6, so that's going to be our B, and the distance apart is 20 centimeters. So it's going to be a half, and then we're going to do 75 add 6, and we're going to multiply it by 20, how far they are apart. So calculator out, 810. So the area of the trapezium at the front is 810 centimeters squared, and there's going to be one at the back as well, so we'll remember that at the end. Now let's do this top rectangle, which should be quite easy. Now that's 6, because that's 80 as well, so it's going to be 6 multiplied by 80, it's going to be a rectangle, which is going to be 480 centimeters squared. Now let's imagine the bottom rectangle, this bottom rectangle at the base. Let's call that number 3. Well, we know that's 80 along that way and 75 that way, so the area is going to be 80 multiplied by 75, and 80 multiplied by 75 gives us 6,000, so that's 6,000 centimeters squared. So we've done the two trapeziums, we've done the top, we've done the bottom. Now we need to do this slanted rectangle here, which I'll call number 4. That slanted rectangle, it's 80 across and 52 high, so that area is going to be 80 multiplied by 52, 4160. And the last one, we just need to imagine this one at the back, which is going to be a rectangle, which I'll call number 5. Now that one there, because that's 80, that is 80, and the slanted height here is 29, so it's going to be 80 multiplied by 29. The area here is 80 times 29, 2320. So we're going to get 2320 centimeters squared. So therefore the total surface area is going to be 2 lots of this one, so it's 2 lots of 810, and then we're going to add all the others. We're going to add the 480, we're going to add the 6000, going to add the 4160, and lastly we're going to add the 2320. And using our calculator we will get 14,580, and the unit is going to be centimeters squared, and we're done. And that's it for this skill. Thanks loads for watching.